Hello friends, welcome back. Here we are going to discuss a product that we have built. It is owner assistance system for retail business. This is an innovative attempt and I am sure you would like it. Now, the fact is the owner of a shop is definitely unaware of which products of a shop the users are more interested in and they are not buying it for reasons like it is of higher cost. How better can we do this, or what can be the better thing that we can improve here? Let the shop owner know what are all the products which the users want to buy. And how are we doing it? We are going to build a system which will let the owners know what are all the products that the customers are more interested in, and if given some offers, those products can be sold. And we are also building a very simple system which can let the owners set the profit margin easily through an application. We are building Android application as well as we are using IoT and sensors to get the entire implementation done. There are multiple systems available with beacons and RFID, but we are very efficient, we are accurate, and this is safe, and most importantly, power consumption is very minimal with the approach that we are providing you. And if you see that, what we are doing here is very simple. We are using IR sensors, and in the demonstration, I have used slot sensors for the ease of explanation, and this data from the sensors go on to the Raspberry Pi, and from there we move it to the Firebase, and finally the owner smartphone gets all the updates. I'm going to show you the demonstration right now with which you will understand how exactly our system works. The system, as I told you, is named as offer recommendation system. The stores generally have stack IDs in place. Each stack is numbered properly, and as you can see, it is numbered as 1A and 1B. Now the store supervisor looks into each of these stacks and fills in the stock information on the app that we have developed. For an instance, we are filling information about the stack 1A and 1B. 1A is at a lower level and 1B at a higher level. 1A has got, for an instance, Horlicks into it, and 1B has got at an instance Nestle into it. Some Nestle product is there. And the storekeeper, the store supervisor, has to enter the details like what is the cost price and what is the selling price into our app. Now we are keeping some product here on 1B which is intended to be sold to the customer. Similarly, we are to keep a product on 1A as well. These products will be checked by the customers, we assume, and what will happen is to be shown to you right now. We are going to also show you the simple Android interface that we have developed towards enriching the understanding of how exactly the system works. All these are very easy, and I'm telling you, we have used a very simple slot sensor to demonstrate the entire process. See that I'm entering the Horlicks, stack ID is 1A, cost price, selling price, amount of quantity is there, everything has to be updated. And similarly for stack B, 1B, I am writing for Nestle right now and I am updating it. Customer 1 comes now, he is lifting the item from 1B. It is at a relatively better height, so we can keep the threshold as 10 seconds. If the customer keeps the product back in that location within 10 seconds, for an instance, it is okay, normal. It is either he has taken it to the cashier to pay the bill for it and to take it up, or he has to keep it back within 10 seconds. If he is looking into the product for more than 10 seconds, he is interested into it, and if he is keeping it back after 10 seconds, I am telling you that they are interested, but because it is very expensive or he is not feeling it as a worth for the money that he is paying, he has kept it back. Now this is the customer whom we need to target. Now in this case, the customer has lifted the item, he looked into it, he is keeping it back immediately within few seconds. The threshold here can be varied, and that also can be checked in our code. So within 10 seconds, if the customer keeps, and I understand that it has to either go to the cashier or it has to be refitted, rekept in the same area. And the cashier, when it goes to him, the cashier will update the item being sold, and it will also come to the Android app and it goes to the database very clearly. Now you see that I'm going to take another customer, and that customer will come and take the item available in 1A. Now the second customer is expected to come, and the second customer will try to understand what is the product available in 1A, and let's see that. This guy is picking it up, he is looking into the product and he's not happy or he doesn't want it. So he has kept it immediately. He doesn't want it is the apt reason, and this is done. Now in case they want to buy it, they'll take it up and they will have to go to the cashier, they pay the bill, and the cashier will update that detail in the system. For an instance, now another customer is coming, he is picking, and they have come to the cashier. The cashier is now making a note of it, and the product is now sold. So if it is not entered into our system as sold, and if it has not come back within the specified time frame of 10 seconds, we understand that that product is of interest to the customer and we need to somehow give some offer to sell it. Now we have got the experimental setup here, 1A and 1B. 1A being a rack, 1B being another rack. We have slot sensors, and if nothing is there in the slot sensors, we assume that the rack is empty. If some items are there in the slot sensors, we understand that it is like the Horlicks and the Nestle bottle. Now you could see that I'm going to keep some item in the slot sensor, and you would immediately see that on the screens that the item exists, and I'm going to keep another item or another card for an instance in the next slot sensor that we have in hand, and it is kept right now, and you could see that you get another update as item 2 exists. Now we have two items there which are existing there, item 1 in the slot sensor, and I'm picking it up. When I pick it up and when I keep it within the threshold, I understand that it is either sold or mistakenly taken. Now if the time frame if the time frame crosses the threshold that we have kept, that means that the customer is interested in it. Because the cost is higher, he is not going to buy it. So item 2 is also tested and kept within the threshold. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up and keep it for the threshold that I have kept, a slightly higher threshold what we have kept. Now I'm looking into it, I'm seeing, I like it, somehow I want to buy it, but I feel that it's a bit expensive. So I think there should be a discount for it, but since I do not have money or I cannot afford it right now, I'm keeping it back. So you can see that I get a complete detail about the users interested in the item, but the cost could be a factor. This update immediately goes on to the offer recommendation system that we have developed for the owner, and you could see that the Horlicks count is increased by 1. So likewise, we get updates for the each and every rack, and whichever rack has got more items coming into this kind of category where they want to buy it but they cannot buy it, you will get this kind of updates. Horlicks 4, Nestle 2. 4 people wanted to buy Horlicks because it was expensive, they didn't buy. Nestle, 2 people wanted to buy because it was expensive, they didn't buy. So that could probably be a reason. This could assist in more sales. We can increase the sales by doing this sort of stuff. Now what happens is very simple. We are going to give a recommender system where this will be very helpful with the profit slider that we have provided for the owner. Now you can see that it is being sold at 100% profit. It shows 100%. Now the owner of the shop has to fit where he wants the profit margin be with. So each and every item has got entered there, every detail of each and every item is there. So now the profit slider has to be just moved here and there to understand what could be his margins and what can be the profit. Now I'm going to do that as well, which can be seen. This is a very simple yet a very efficient interface. The selling price and the cost price, if you see, I'm going to change it now. When the profit slider is kept at 0%, Horlicks can be given at 50% off. Nestle can be given at 16.67% off. So I'm going to move the profit slider. No profit I want. In that case, you can see that Horlicks can get 50% off. Nestle can get 16.67% off. This is just tentative calculation, and I keep it moving here and there to see how much profit, how much recommendation can be given towards the profit. And that's it. It's a very simple system that we have built. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, suggestions, please go ahead and type it in the comment section. I'll be able to answer you. Thank you.